Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen, the Alliance for Loki, and the two newest champions we have, Caroline, Dean, and Nico. I just want to explain, I think they're quite amazing champions. I've been doing a fair number of videos on Nico, and today I want to look at Caroline. And so, taking her totally on her own, no synergies. I haven't run any recoils. I more just had them on. I don't think she's that good with recoils, but does obviously help her damage. And I'm going to do this Star-Lord fight in Labyrinth of Legends and just sort of explain how she works. I mean, she's a pretty simple champion, and I'm trying to decide like where she fits in the cosmic world. And I think she's an offensive powerhouse. Don't think she has too much defensive utility. And she is interesting because you're trying to stay in the sun. You can see you're gaining those incandescent buffs. And so now I have 8 and I'm back in the sun. And you gain them pretty quick, and the maximum is 15. Her SB2 is the more powerful of her two specials. And in the sun like this, it is unblockable. And so there I am launching it. And so let me explain a little bit about the SB2 because it's a little bit interesting in what it does. So the SB2 has two components. One is that every time you hit them, you put a personal incinerate. That's the passive you see up in Star-Lord's heads-up display. And then it has an instant incinerate too. And so her SB2 is 6 hits. So she's going to put on 6 incinerates. And then every hit puts the same number of instant incinerates that she has those passive incinerates. It's a little complex. So you can see one incinerate, one instant, and it gets a little tricky to see. So at 3, you get 6. And when you do your last hit, you've put on 6 and you get 21. So what exactly is going on with the instant incinerates? Well, they're cumulative. And so it's just easiest to show with my calculator app. So if we go to Mr. Calculator here, and so the first hit, you have 1 instant incinerate. So you put on 1. And then you have 2. So now you've put on a total of 3 plus, 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So by the last incinerate you've put on, you've had 6 total. And that means you get 6 instant incinerates. And so when you add these all up, you get 21. And that's why you see that 21 on her screen. And so yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I guess it's just pretty easy to see, but sort of at first it was hard to understand. Okay, let's go back to the video. So here we are just fading away, and yeah, and so you can see that is where this instant incinerates comes from. So what's really powerful is if you can put on, sort of double that. So right now she has 6 instant incinerates, and I throw it again, and you see now it's up to 57. And so again, where did this 57 come from? And so exactly the same thing. We'll just pause the video again. So since she started at 6, that means when we do the calculations now, that means, so she starts off with the first hit puts on 1, so that's 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Oops. Is that 10? That's 11. 10 plus 11 plus 12. 57. So I hope that explains a little bit why you're seeing those instant incinerate numbers. Let's talk now about her and her damage and how good a champion she is. And so back to the fight we go. So, okay, let's she's at an SB2, and you can see basically the 6 hits are doing, if they crit, they do about 13,000 or so. And if they don't, it's like about 5,000 on that SB2. So you get 6 hits. I would say you can do upwards of 100,000 damage, maybe a little more. But then all the instant incinerates, they can take for a lot. And so you can see there, it scales up to the most is 27,000. And so again, like if you're adding those all up, like you can basically take half of 27,000, so say about 13, 14,000, and multiply by 6. And again, you're looking at about another 100,000 worth of damage. You can see how his health is going down pretty quick. And if she has the 12 incinerates up, I don't know if I quite get to it here. No, they fall out. Actually, no, I think I'll still get the original 6. Let's go a bit close. Yes, I do. And so the last one is 54,000 of instant incinerate damage. And so this is, Star-Lord has 3.8 million health. And so, he's going down pretty quick. And so, yeah, she can do a lot of damage quickly. I would say, I don't know, I guess I don't really analyze champions enough, but I feel like her damage might be some of the biggest damage. And the fact that she gets to throw her SP2 so often and so frequently just makes her really, really powerful champions. It just can do a lot of damage quickly. And if you scale it right, you get that sort of as extra 6 personal incinerates, so you're scaling the instance off 7 through 12. I mean, she can do a lot of damage quickly in 2 minutes and 16 seconds for 3.5 million health. Pretty good. I mean, I would say she's very, very powerful damage dealer. Again, the recoils help, certainly, but yeah, it doesn't take away from, I think, her overall power. I wanted to try her out with her synergies. She has a lot of really interesting synergies, and I thought this might really make her incredibly overpowered. And so I go back in doing the same thing, but now I'm going to add her synergy team. And so her synergy team, you can actually do almost every synergy she has seems to be pretty beneficial. So this one with Nico is great, just means the incinerates are increased by 15%, or if they're a tech champion immune to incinerate, then it becomes a plasma. This one says 20% duration increase. I thought this would be great because, if you can get that extra burst of instance from her extra personal incinerates, great. Angela has the SP3, so she only throws SP3. She's charging heavy. The one thing about Karolina is sometimes she gains too much power and pushes to that SP3 because you're just seeing the sun. This allows you not to have to worry about that, and so I thought that could be really useful, because this happened to me a few times when, just because of circumstances, I've ended up being pushed to an SP3, which is definitely not nearly as good as the SP2 as far as just dealing damage. So I tried this fight again, and again, you can see her power, and now she has this full synergy team with her. And so, of course, you start the fight, get in the sun, and this is one of the interesting things about her, is her reliance on being in the sun. I mean, it makes a huge difference. You need to get those incandescent buffs, because obviously they are giving you those instant incinerates, they're giving you the glancing off the block, and they also increase your power gain too when you're in the sun, and so they do a lot. And so you can see the first hit, it takes about 7% of his health off. He went from 9,900 down to 93. And now I'm back in the sun again, and I should have this double charge because I have the 6 up, or maybe it falls off. Do I get it? No, I just miss it. No, I get it. And that went from 93 to 79, so you're talking 14%. So yeah, again, about double the power if you can get sort of those extra incinerates on. And so that's definitely where the one synergy is helping, where you get the extra charge. Same thing again. I get the extra incinerates on, along with of course my passive. And it should be noted too, the passives are ticking away 1,000 each about this whole time as well, and so those are really powerful too. And so yeah, just spamming my special 2 again, you gain power really quick. You can see there, I think her power gain is 2% per second, but then you get the bonus for having incandescent charges, which I think maxes out at 6, and you get an additional plus 1% or maybe plus 2%. And so I think at best maybe you're getting 12 or 14% of a bar of power every second. And so it seems about right. It takes about, I would say, even less than 10 seconds to get a bar of power. Of course, you get power also too from hitting them as normal. And so boom, there it is again. Lots of instant incinerate damage and just lots of damage in general. And so as we're ending this fight, he's almost done, and we'll get one more special 2. I don't know if this quite does it. No, it doesn't quite do it. And so the sun fades, and of course, this is one of those times where the sun's way far in the back, so I just decide to finish him off normal style just by doing some combos. And so yeah, pretty amazing Karolina Dean. She is a super cool, super fun champion. You see 2 minutes 7 seconds, so definitely faster. I mean, just almost 20 seconds faster with the synergies. I mean, is it game breaking to have the synergies? No. Is it helpful? Yes. I mean, definitely. I think the biggest difference is the extra incinerate damage would be my guess, just because since the incinerates last longer, you have more of a chance to do that extra damage. And yeah, I don't know about the stats over there, if that's just the finishing blow stats, or is it the total damage in the fight? I don't think it's the total damage, because with 3.8 million, those numbers would be much bigger. But anyway, she is a very cool champion. Again, pretty unique. I do have mine at rank 4 because I managed to get her from when she was released. And then I took her to rank 4 with the heat wave. So she's like at a most powerful form. And then of course running recoils again gives her that extra little boost, which definitely helps in this fight. Not great for her sustainability. So what do I think of Karolina Dean? I think she is an amazing damage dealer. I would say the long range SB2 that's unblockable is a pretty powerful weapon. Like the fact that I don't have to be near them, the fact that it's unblockable, and the fact I can use it so often. I mean, just anywhere on the screen I can throw it and I will hit them, unless they have something like steadfast, I guess. And then she can get back to that special 2 so quickly. I mean, here I'm just like sitting in the sun and just gaining more and more power. I mean, I'm already up to a bar of power again, and it seems like it takes almost no time. It's a little bit of definitely there's some difficulty making sure you stay in the sun all the time, and the sun changes places on the map. And so, and here I can't get back to the sun because the map has gotten too small, but boom, once again, fire it off, and just so incredibly powerful. So absolutely amazing champ. I think she's going to be very useful in battlegrounds because of course having champions who can do a lot of damage quickly, and her damage is easy to access, again being unblockable, and having the SB2 so often is huge. I think in Alliance War she could be good too, again for the same reasons, like having to be able to keep that distance. I think her weakness is definitely like the sun. Trying to stay in the sun can be a difficulty that, like, if you get trapped in your corner and the sun's away and you can't really get out, I mean, that could be difficult. She's surprisingly good defensive because she has so much block utility with her glances as well, and so she can take a lot of hard hits, and when she glances them, that really mitigates their effect a lot. And so she actually is a pretty tanky champion, which I don't really showcase here. Maybe I'll do that in another video of her. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have gotten a chance to play with her, or if not, she's going to be in the next Titan Crystal. And so I think she'll be one of the 2 big targets. She and Nico, I think, are going to be huge. And anyway, I'll probably try and make another video on her just to showcase her a little more. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in another one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.